You always hear realtors say that there are opportunities in every market, and that's true. In a crazy hot market, it may not feel like a lot of opportunities are available for many buyers. But if you are planning on retiring, downsizing, or cashing out of the market in any way, the market we had at the beginning of 2022 was a great opportunity for that. But we're past that point with prices down and interest rates way up. So what opportunities are there available in today's market, and who can benefit from them the most? In today's video, I'm going to talk about moving up in the market and why right now is probably the best time to upgrade homes, both from a financial and from a practical standpoint. I'll break down all of the numbers and cover the pros and cons in a moment, but first, if you're new to my videos, my name is Jessie McLellan and I'm a realtor here in Oshawa, Ontario. And if you'd like to stay up to date on the real estate market, especially in Durham Region and the GTA, then please feel free to subscribe to this channel. And if you find this video helpful, please give this video a thumbs up because it'll help us reach more people like you. So for this video, I'm going to be using the Durham Region numbers for February of 2022 and December of 2022 since our January numbers aren't quite out yet. These are publicly available numbers from the Durham Region Association of Realtors, and I'll include a link to a chart in the description if you're interested in running your own numbers and calculations. In February of 2022, the average townhouse price was $1,078,828, and the average price of a detached home in Durham Region was $1.379 million. So to upgrade from a townhouse to a detached home, if we include real estate fees estimated at 5% and your land transfer tax, it would cost you $378,461.40 on average in February of 2022, last year. Now, if you take a look at the most recent numbers from December, the average townhouse was $804,493, and the average detached was $972,440. So the price has decreased significantly, but it also impacts your other costs as well. So the land transfer tax is almost $9,000 cheaper, and your real estate fees are roughly $13,000 less expensive as well. All in, the total cost savings between upgrading your home today versus early 2022 is $154,365.75. This of course doesn't tell the whole story though, and let's be real, most people are not purchasing a home without a mortgage. So we have to take into consideration the big change in interest rate as well. So what I did was I calculated the monthly payment for both the average townhouse and average detached using February and December averages, and I used 20% down for all examples. This way, doing the same percentage down for all of them will help calculate for the fluctuations in the market because you'll likely be using the equity from your first home to purchase your next house, and we have to account for changes in the market. And this way we're not factoring in mortgage insurance either, because that would make it unfair for the homes purchased under $1 million, as it would require mortgage insurance likely and skew the results. I also used CIBC's 5-year fixed rate from the respective months to keep it as true and fair as possible. I know that a fair bit of people did take a variable rate earlier in 2022 because it was significantly lower than the 5-year fix. But just for illustration purposes, and of course, rates will vary depending on the lender and your personal creditworthiness. Your monthly cost for a townhome in February would be $4,124, and for a detached, it would be $5,273. In December, the townhouse payment would be $3,981, and the detached would cost you $4,812. So if we go by these numbers, the average townhouse is $143 cheaper per month, and the average detached is $461 cheaper per month in December when compared to purchasing in February. But more importantly, the cost of upgrading from an average townhome to an average detached is $318 cheaper per month cheaper than it was in February. Truly a great opportunity if you are financially willing, able, and have the desire to make that move. And if you currently own a condo or somewhere that has a monthly maintenance or a pottle fee, then take that into consideration in your calculations as well, especially if where you're planning on buying doesn't have that monthly maintenance fee as a cost. Now, it's great that the purchase price is cheaper, and at least using the CIBC's rates and the numbers above, even the monthly payment was cheaper in this example. But there's more you need to consider when buying a home than just the purchase price. When I was showing homes in January and February of 2022, they were selling so fast and appointments were being booked so quickly, it was a race to book the appointment. 15-minute time slots were becoming the norm, and you'd be lucky if you could even find an available time slot. It was such fast inventory. It was very chaotic and stressful for buyers as they couldn't hesitate on viewing a home because it would likely have already sold, and every week that went by, prices were getting higher and higher. And you could be completely priced out of a neighborhood or style of home within just a couple weeks. If you did get lucky enough to find a suitable home and get to see it, you were competing on almost every house with 8 to 20 other offers, and you had almost zero chance of getting any conditional offer accepted. Many buyers were going without a home inspection, no financing condition, nothing. Compare that to our current market and things are significantly better. There's still a supply issue, and yes, interest rates are higher, but buyers don't have that overwhelming pressure of, if I don't buy this right now this week, we can't afford this area anymore. Buyers right now have a bit more time to be patient and wait for the right opportunity. We are still seeing homes sell in multiple offers and some even with lots of offers, but those are usually easier to spot before they happen, and the multiple offers today are not as competitive as they were in early 2022. If you happen to come across a home with 10 plus offers today, it's likely that 6 of them are offering peanuts, 2 of them are below or right at list but closer to reality, and 1 person is usually closer to what the seller is willing to accept. So it's not usually like all the chaos that we saw at the beginning of last year. Being able to get a condition on home inspection and financing accepted is very important too, because barely a year ago it seemed like we may never get those accepted again. And when our market starts to pick up again, one of the first things people do to give themselves an advantage when submitting an offer is to remove those conditions. And on top of all of that, having a lower purchase price puts you in a better position to gain more equity and to refinance or renew your mortgage at a lower interest rate in the future as well. If your neighbor bought for $1.379 million and you bought for $972,000, even if your payment is the same or higher than their monthly payment, that's only for your term. So if you took a 5-year fixed, after 5 years you can renew, and if interest rates have come back down at the time, which is pretty likely, you'll have the lowest purchase price and the lower payment, meaning your mortgage will likely be paid off way quicker than theirs will. And think of the equity you'll be able to build. If in 10 years those homes have appreciated and are now worth $1.5 million, you have over $500,000 worth of equity. And your neighbor who paid a lot more than you did only has $120,000, and they were only purchased 10 months apart. If you consider that despite a real lack of inventory as a whole, you have a better selection of homes and more time to be selective of the homes available, you have way less people that you're competing with, you can easily get a home inspection or a financing condition accepted, you'll save on fees, the potential to build more equity, and the ability to refinance or renew at a lower interest rate in the future, it sounds like right now is a great time to move up in the market, if that's something that you were really hoping to do. I hope you found this video helpful, and please let me know in a comment below if you're going to take advantage of this current market and upgrade your house this year, or if you're happy where you're at. And if you have any questions or would like to speak with me, my contact info and link to book a call with me at a time that works for you is in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week. Bye!